this is Chef David, and welcome to another one of my quick kitchen tips. Today we're going to dice an onion, cucumber ribbons. Today we're going to make mayonnaise. The chef's resume includes positions at top restaurants in Paris and New York, his very own soup restaurant, and 25 best-selling cookbooks. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jacques Pepin. Chef, thank you very, very much for joining us here today. Today we're going to do something that the French call the tomato concassé, and all that really means is diced tomatoes. We are here at the Lobster Place in New York City's world-famous Chelsea Market. They have just gone through a major renovation here, and what was already a great seafood market has just gotten a lot better. Oysters, clams, fresh fish, lobster, whole fish, sushi, you name it, it's here. What were your immediate impressions of the food culture here compared to where you
I don't know whether I thought really at the food culture. It was a different world altogether in 1959. And there was only one salad in the supermarket, that was iceberg. There was no leek, no shallot, no oriental vegetable.
What is happening in this particular cave?
This is one of our stinkiest caves.
Has anybody passed out here from the smell?
No one has ever
anyone
passed out in the
I'm
cave.
about to.
The reason this is one of the stinky caves is because these are our stinky cheeses. These are all cheeses that we wash the outside the rinds.
Beth, are you called are you a cheesemonger? Is that your term? I mean, there's
yeah,
a fishmonger, you're
yes,
a cheesemonger?
If you sell cheese, you're a cheesemonger.
You know what a fish should smell like? It ought to smell like the ocean. If it smells like fish, you probably don't want to buy it. Let's shuck 6 oysters.
6 oysters?
And I'm going to try to, of course, being careful, I'm going to try to beat you.
6 oysters?
Let's go to it. All right, here we go. Fish have a natural coat of slime on them. So there really ought to be a nice coating of slime on your fish. It means that this wasn't caught that long ago. One more question from a gentleman named Neville Craw off of Twitter. He says, for a student just coming out of culinary school who wants to work at a top restaurant, what can he, I think that's Neville, expect?
If you don't know where you will fit in the food world, start with the kitchen. But whatever you learn
Restaurant
there,
kitchen, that is.
any type of kitchen, learn the kitchen, because whether you're a food writer or a food critic or a food photographer or a concierge or whatever you learn here is not lost. It will be useful.
Oh no! Oh, ding ding, you win. All right, Sam. I think sometimes it helps to let the buyer know which cheeses you can eat the rind, because a lot of people cut off the rind, and you're
Always a personal choice. Wax, foil, cloth. Don't eat those. They're not food.
Don't eat them.
Don't eat
Right.
those.
Here's to you. Cheers on that, and I'll be back.
When I'm at the supermarket looking at lamb chops, any direction to go towards? A little bit more fatty?
It's a great question. It's a really good question. And what you want to do, you want to find a butcher. You want to make friends with your neighborhood butcher, because you know where your meat is coming from. They've done the preparation for it. There's something called butchering. It's a lost art, but it is alive and well here at Ottomanelli in the West Village. This is one of New York City's most popular butcher shops and has been for over 60 years. I'm very fortunate today to be here with Frank Ottomanelli, who is going to show us how to take apart and butcher a pig. Frank, I'm really, really excited about this.
Oh my.
Thank you again
Good to
for
see you,
having
Chef
me.
Dave.
Can I give that a whack, Frank? Do you mind?
I'm doing it, David.
You don't trust me, Frank? Come
No,
on.
I trust you.
First, we're just going to give them a very, very rough chop, and you're going to watch and make sure you don't keep your fingers tucked behind there, because you can give yourself a pretty good cut. Simply, all it is you taking your chef's knife and going back and forth with a rough chop. We're going to make roasted asparagus today, and there is absolutely nothing to this. And I think that any vegetable tastes better roasted. Roasting vegetables is the way to go if you don't like vegetables, which a lot of people don't. So, or a lot of people say they don't. I just don't think they've had them
No, I
roasted.
think you can convince us.
We're going to pop those in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. And that's that, piece of cake. Let's move on to the lamb chops now. And you're going to put them right into the oil. Now what you're going to do is you don't want to crowd the pan, because then you're going to cause everything to steam. Okay, so Frank, I can't believe this was a whole put together animal a half an hour ago. We first took off the head, where you can use the jowls if you wanted to braise those. Certainly there's some recipes that call for the snout, the ears.
The ham, I should say, boneless ham.
So you might stuff that. You might also just grill that as is.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like a butterfly, like a lamb.
Yeah, lovely.
Good.
Yeah.
Butterfly pork loin.
Yeah.
A lot of different things you can do with pork.
When you let meat rest and it starts to cool a little bit, the juices go back into the meat, resulting in a juicier piece of meat when you cut into it. How is it? Good, good, wonderful. Well, there's
amazing.
Total cooking time, a half an hour. And you know, for anyone that says cooking is complicated and takes a lot of time, we can count the number of ingredients that we've used here, and I think we probably have 10 ingredients.
Yeah.
So when you open a cookbook and you see one of these recipes that has 30
That's
ingredients,
overwhelming.
it doesn't always have to be the case. So, enjoy your lamb chops, and it's
Thank
been
you.
so wonderful being here with you
thank you
today.
so much
Thank
for
you very much.
coming.
But you look like a pro. It's a piece of cake, and that's a tomato concasse. I'm Chef David Lapham, and this is another one of my quick kitchen tips.